Today in this video, we're going to talk about the top 8 tips that you need to know when you're thinking of hiring a realtor in the Nashville, Tennessee area. Our market is changed, our market is different, and these are 8 top tips you need to ask when you're interviewing an agent to represent you when you buy or sell a home. Let's do it. Eight tips to help you interview the right realtors, ask the right questions so that you have the perfect fit for you and your situation when you're looking to buy or sell a home. Hey, if you're new to me, I am Susan Thetford. I'm a 36-year career realtor in Nashville, Tennessee. Also retired general contractor, and our business has changed tremendously through the years. So these top 8 tips, it's not necessarily the person who's been in the business the longest who's going to be the best fit for you. I'll put my head on the chopping block here. That's not necessarily a deal maker or a deal breaker. So let's get into it. My top 8 tips of what you should ask in the interview process, buyer's agent or seller's agent. And the last 2, frankly, I think are the most important. So stick around all the way and I've got something for you. The number 1 tip when you interview, how long have you been in the business? Now, you just heard me say I've been in the business for 36 years, but I'm not telling you that the one who's been in the business is the best. Are they full-time or part-time? How long have they been full-time or part-time? What is their experience within your market? Now, I don't just mean Nashville, but your side of town. I've got to tell you, Franklin, Brentwood is totally different than East Nashville. The market wants different things, and everyone does not know every area. How long have you been a realtor? How long have you been with the same company? Do you work with a team? All those questions are phenomenal questions that you should ask, and they should easily be able to answer for you. Also, you can check out their licensing. Check out the things that they tell you. In this day and age, 1, you can find out everything, and 2, you need to ask. The number 2 tip is, back to what I said, what neighborhoods do you specialize in? I specialize in Oak Hill, Forest Hills, Belmead, Green Hills, Bellevue, the southwest area of town to Williamson County. I do not specialize in Lebanon, Smyrna, Spring Hill. So I won't take listings there. If someone needs that type of help and they've reached out to me because of my social media, and that's how a lot of it happens, if they've reached out to me, I partner with, I can target, I can always find someone within my company, within my team, to be the best fit for the buyer or the seller who wants to be into an area that I don't specialize in. That's the willingness to find someone who's looking after your best interest. And you want to ask those questions. What areas do they specialize in? Number 3 tip is, how many buyers and sellers are they working with now? How many clients are they working with right now? And again, that doesn't necessarily mean a good or a bad fit. It just means, are you the type of person who wants to talk to them every single day, 3 times a day? Then the agent who's working with 6 different buyers might not be the right fit for you. Or the person who is mostly listings and only listings and doesn't work with buyers might specialize within the buyer realm or the seller realm. You need to ask those questions. None of these, no one answer to these is a make or break, but taken in the whole. So you want to find someone who is working with buyers and sellers. They actively on a daily basis working their business, not someone who has no business whatsoever. They may have no business for a reason. They may be brand new. If they're brand new, are they working with a team of people and experts? Because this is the most important, most valuable, biggest financial piece of most people's lives in their home ownership. Don't take it for granted. You need a team. Number 4 tip I think is super important. Ask anyone you're interviewing, what is their how do they like to communicate? What is their communication style? Now, even better than that is if they turn it around and ask you, how do you like to be communicated with? That, I think, is key. It tells you whether they can work to what you need in your life. I personally much prefer a text to an email because I'm not sitting in front of my computer all the time. But someone who works a 9 to 5 is in front of their computer. And I have a cell phone. How do you want to be communicated with? But tweak it. Ask them how they like to communicate and see, are they one directional? Is their way or the highway? Or do they want to work with you and for you in your best communication standards? I think you'll find that important. Number 5, now we're getting to where the rubber meets the road. What is their strategy? What is their marketing strategy for your home? And this isn't going to be before they've toured it, and it's not before they've done their CMA analysis. What is their strategy for your home? Because the 1,000 square foot home that needs to be renovated, their marketing strategy, their buyer is a totally different buyer than a 4-bedroom home in a bedroom community. What is their strategy for your home? What are some of their normal means of operation beyond the MLS system? Do they help you in staging? Do they help in consultation? Do they help you in giving you itemized checklist of the things to do to get the home ready? Are they wanting to just get it on the market quickly, or are they going to be a consult for you on the best strategy of how to do things? Where do they put it? Do they allow it to go on Zillow? That's another conversation. Many companies don't. Do they allow it to be seen by everybody on Zillow, some of the other networking sites? Do they do a social media? Do they have a social media presence? Or do they just put the listing and a video maybe on social media? I can tell you, if that's what they do, guys, people don't want to see that. They don't want to see, here's my 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, come buy it from me. If that's their strategy, well, let's talk about that. That's not a good strategy. But they need one. You need to see what it is they do. Is it brochures? Is it flyers? Is it print? How do they broadcast your home in its best standing? All right, this next one, number 6, you might want to get to that number 1 and 2, but please don't. Get to know the agent. Get to hear their heart. Get to hear their strategies before you go to number 6, which is, what is your company charge? What are you going to charge me to sell my home? This is super important. The person who charges one fee but doesn't have a marketing strategy, who's barely been in the business for 6 minutes, who's willing to discount, who doesn't like to communicate in the style that you have, that doesn't really have any clients so they can give you every minute of their time, might not be worth the commission structure they're offering you, even if it is a discount. Ask the questions. What is your company charges? What are you going to do for me for that charge? Are you going to share 50% of that? In my case, are you going to share 3%, a full 3% to the selling broker? Because, guys, if the selling broker is not offered a full commission to come show your home, it's not going to be shown. So ask the questions. Do you share fully or at least give a 3% commission to the selling broker? If you don't do that, you're cutting off your dollars. You're cutting off your market. Don't allow that. Ask the questions ahead of time. Another piece to the fee may well be, here's my company's charge, here's what we charge, and if you would like me to pay for the staging, if you would like me to do some additional, maybe national marketing, they may add a fee structure to that. They may have almost a menu of items of fees. So when someone's willing to discount, ask them what they're cutting away. When someone says, here's my charge, but if you want me to do this and this and this, you got to know those fees ahead of time. So ask the questions, have an open mind, because just like all horses and all cars are not worth the same amount of money, all realtors are not worth the same commission structure either. I hate to say it. All right, the number 7 I think is super important, and that is, do you believe in becoming a facilitator? Do you believe in being a facilitator? Or you might want to just say, what does a facilitator mean? Do you do that? Here's what it means in a nutshell. When I list a piece of property, my company and I represent you, the seller. I am the agent for you and have your best interest 100% at heart throughout the whole transaction. I also share half of the commission that you and I negotiate. I share half of that commission to the selling brokerage company, meaning the person who brings your buyer and we ultimately come to a conclusion and a closing, that person is going to get 50% of the commission structure. Now, here's where it's key. That's key, first of all. Make sure that person's offered a 3%. So your home is going to be shown to the largest market and most available buyers. But number 2 is this. It's legal. It is totally legal for me, the selling broker, if someone walks in and says, I want to not bring in another agent, I want to just go ahead and make an offer right here, right now, it's totally legal for the selling broker to default and become a facilitator. And they actually, almost like a mediator or it is a mediation, saying, I won't represent you, the seller, I won't represent you, the buyer, I will just help be the go-between the two. I don't believe in that. You and I have worked sometimes weeks and weeks to get your home ready for sale. I've gotten to know you. I know your family. I know the situation. I personally do not believe in dropping back to being a facilitator. I think neither person is helped. So ask them that question. Do you want me fully to represent you? Or do you want me to just drop back and just be kind of a shuffleboard between the two and let you two duke it out? I think that's just wrong. But some people do. It's okay if you're like that, but know it ahead of time, because you sure don't want to get a call at 11 o'clock at night, say, I have an offer, I can't represent you any longer, I can't help you with knowing about this buyer, because I now know stuff and I'm going to be a facilitator. I now know their situation. I know how fast they need to buy something. I know whether they are pre-qualified, and I know how much money they're pre-qualified for, but I can't help you out anymore because I'm going to be a facilitator and I'm going to take all the commission. That is a terrible position, I think, to put my customers and clients in. Some disagree with me. So ask the question, do you believe in facilitation? And what would happen if someone comes unrepresented? Or will you represent me as the buyer's agent? Both ways. I don't like it. It's up to you. As I said, these last 2 are the most important to my mind, and here it is. How has the market changed? How has your market strategy changed in the last 5 years in business? Now, I don't know about you, but I, 5 years ago, well, maybe 7, didn't have a smartphone. I couldn't do all my business on the phone. The apps that I can use for graphics, for display, for social media, I didn't have. Social media has become a strong place to build a brand, to build brand recognition, to share with people my knowledge so that I am more attractive to people and they recognize me as an expert in my field. Not many things, but in my field of real estate here in Nashville, Tennessee. I use that because I believe me, Zillow has changed the way we do business. Zillow has made things become just simply transactional. A realtor who's going to be in the business for a lifetime must change with the times, learn how to use it to their best advantage so that they can work with and represent their buyers and sellers to their best advantage. The realtor who refuses social media, the realtor who doesn't understand and study marketing and the trends and the changes in marketing and can't tell you the things that they've been doing differently in the last 5 years may not be the right person for you, because the marketing world has changed. And we as realtors bring our expertise in real estate and now more than ever, our understanding and our expertise in how to market for today's world, not the world when I started 35 years ago, but today's world. Can they run payments? Can they help you run payments on an app? Can they find the MLS information at the snap of a finger, or do they have to get back to you tomorrow? Because we are in an instantaneous world, and the market won't stand for that. So there you have my top 8 tips. And the last 2, as I said, are you a facilitator? Do you believe in that? How has your business changed in the last 5 years? How have you changed how you do business? I think, frankly, guys, those are the 2 most important, because the world has changed dramatically. We now live in an instantaneous world, and the realtor of 10, 15 years ago who won't step up to that plate might not be the best fit for you. Hey, if this is the type of information that's important to you, please, I would love it if you would like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and push that little bell, because I don't want you to miss a thing. Every Thursday, I load a whole new video. Sometimes it's real estate. Sometimes it's bringing you the people, places, and things that make Nashville be the it city of today. I'm a native Nashvilleian, one of the few remaining ones, and I think I have a unique perspective. I'd love to have you join me and share this out to whoever you think might love to know more about Nashville and our home market. Talk to you soon.